Hi, everybody. This is Christine, and I'm here to bring you the staff devotional for today. So, what's going on? Why are things in this world seemingly out of control? Why do we feel there's no hope for an end to any of this? Because as a child of God, we do have hope, and we do know God is in control. Things are not always as they seem. The COVID pandemic has completely changed the world, no doubt about it. Some changes are positive, others not so much. And it seems like nothing good is happening right now. Social unrest, COVID, election campaign woes, you name it. It just looks like the world has spun out of control and very little hope is left. Because of social distancing, people have lost a huge portion of their relational contacts. And because of that lack of connection, some are reverting back into old bad habits, while others are finding new bad habits to fill that void. Out of frustration and perhaps even boredom, some are allowing negative influences in their life to take over. And they find themselves fighting with each other, hurling accusations at each other, belaboring the bad in others, more than really paying attention to what is going on in their own heart. So then I have to ask myself this question. What is going on in my heart? Am I allowing others to influence me negatively? Am I following a path that is not the direction God would have me travel? When I look honestly, I see a lot of pain right now. Universally, for sure. Everywhere we turn, we see pain. And sometimes it seems like there's so much pain around us that it's hard to see what's going on inside us. But that is exactly where my focus needs to be. I need to be asking this question: God, what do you want to go on in my heart? I recently read Luke 22:31 and 32. Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift you all as wheat. But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. Well, several things about that jump out at me right now. First, Satan has asked. That tends to believe that Satan can't touch me unless he has permission. And that's a whole nother series in itself, maybe for a later time. To sift you like wheat. Satan is going to shred you to pieces. He's going to rip you apart and wear you out. But Jesus was praying for Simon Peter that your faith may not fail. And when you turn back, strengthen your brothers. Well, we all know what happens. Peter denies Christ 3 times. He stumbles big time. And even when I know all the Bible verses and all the stories told in the Bible, and I believe them, there are times when I find myself looking in the mirror, asking God, are you here? Are you working in this? What's going on? I stumble. Just like Peter, Satan is after me, and he's after you too. And even though we've stumbled in the past, and we most certainly will stumble again, that doesn't mean that our faith has completely failed. With all that's going on around us right now, I have a choice as to how I respond to things. Every day, I'm faced with situations where I have a choice to respond either as a child of God or as a person overcome with darkness. And back and forth and back and forth, and you are faced with that same choice. Peter said he was ready to go with Christ, even unto death. And Christ, in essence, said, no, you're not ready, because you're going to deny me. And sure enough, he did. But when you turn back, strengthen your brothers. That was Jesus' prayer for Peter. So then that got me thinking, how do I strengthen my brothers and sisters? Or do I even strengthen them? Well, the very next day, I decided to read Psalm 23. I don't know why. It's not like I don't have it memorized, because I do. But I decided to read it this time. And when I did, it was like the words just leapt from the page and hit me in the face. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. One translation says, you prepared a meal for me in front of my enemies. You welcomed me as an honored guest. I always just kind of skim over that part, but not this time. I stopped cold, and I had to ask myself, why? Not why did you prepare a feast, but why in front of or in the presence of my enemies? How odd. Well, my mind conjured up this huge white tent decked out in all the finery of an English wedding party, plopped smack in the middle of a horrific Gettysburg battlefield. You with me? You get the picture? Why? Why there? Why then? Why not wait until the battle was over and then treat me to a banquet? And what I came up with may be wrong, I don't know, but it just made me stop and think. Because God wants my enemies to know that I am His, that I'm important to Him, that I matter to Him, that He is watching over me. And you may try and sift me like wheat and wear me out, but God is feeding me a feast with you all around me. I am in the presence of the King and under His protection. Wow. Somebody once told me, God does not waste pain. There's a purpose in it. We may not know it, but there is a purpose. So, what was the purpose in Peter's pain when he realized his denial of Christ? Was it so he could become a strong, outspoken witness? Or was it something more personal? I don't know. Remember Jesus' prayer, when you return. The fact is, He did return. And He did strengthen His brothers for generations and continues to do so. So what is the purpose of my pain? Of your pain? Is it to make us a stronger witness? Maybe. But I think it might be to remind us of who we are, who we belong to, and how, in the midst of the battle that we're in, we are sitting at the King's table. Wow. Take heart. Be strengthened. And I love you guys.